Since the 1950s, St. George Maternal Care has been at home on the site of the original Dixie Pioneer Memorial Hospital. Generations of mothers and babies have been cared for in these birthing rooms as St. George and our hospital have grown together. It all started in an isolated high desert community where maternal care was primitive.
There was no central hospital at first, and the doctors just went around to the homes. My grandparents lived in the city of Washington, and I was born in a bedroom in their home. I think the doctors that we had here were very dedicated doctors, and they did their very best. And then the McGregors got an old home and refurbished it and fixed it so that they could use it as a hospital. And so we had that McGregor Hospital.
McGregor served St. George for nearly 40 years before community contributions funded a leap forward.
Well, it was fairly small, but St. George was small. But it was brand new, and everyone was thrilled to be able to have a new hospital. It was called Pioneer Memorial Hospital. I remember when it opened and how excited we were. It was a wonderful occasion because, my goodness, it had private rooms and a big hallway down the middle. Well, the first baby that was born at Dixie Pioneer Memorial Hospital was Walter's cousin. And Dr. Reitman was the physician. And when she was born, he said, "She's Dewinna." And so they named her Eileen Dewinna Cox. And she was the winner. Everyone loved Dr. Reitman. He was an amazing man, and he never did send a bill. And if you wanted to pay him, that was fine, but you never received a bill. Some of them paid him with produce or a bushel of corn. Wouldn't be surprised if he got paid in meat at times, because I know my parents didn't have money.
In the 70s, the hospital expanded, but labor and delivery stayed put along the original hallway.
Back when I started in the labor and delivery, we had a small nursery. Most babies that were ill or had problems got shipped because we didn't have the equipment or the physician support to keep sick babies. So that part of it was hard, to have a mother just deliver and then to see her baby shipped out if she was too ill to go with them. We started to talk about bringing a NICU in. I was so excited to think that we didn't have to separate those little sick babies from their mothers.
And then his iron is okay?
Let's go to 8.5 milligrams.
It's like they make their own immunity with antibodies, but we can't trust them to do that yet. We're going to put another IV in because our IV came out, but we'll take advantage of putting the IV in to get a little teeny bit of blood. But Tommy's working well, food's going in, she's doing everything else we want her to do, so proud of her. Okay, we'll get her out and love on her. I'm impressed with the doctors that are able to take care of those tiny, tiny babies. We've seen some of the things that they've been able to do when a baby can be held in their hand. And then years later, they have a little reunion with all of those children. I think that's amazing. It's wonderful. Whatever. How old is she now?
She's 6 months.
Okay. And a perfect little head. We always check out of our handiwork, right, to make sure we did the right thing for them. So, yeah.
I've noticed that the doctors here treat you like you're their own family.
My wife's grandmother was a nurse back in St. George with Dr. MacArthur, back really when medical care was kind of in its formative stages here. At the time that I was recruited, which was in 2007, the hospital was undergoing a major change, and really they were trying to be able to expand the capabilities to take care of high-risk pregnancy. So in our office at one point we had 2 sets of triplets with the exact same due date. And I've actually seen them and had all 6 of those babies sit on my lap. It was wild and super enjoyable to see them growing up and healthy and happy.
We moved down here to St. George about 3 years ago. In the process, we've had 2 boys, and these twin boys will be due in about a week or 2.
We have a patient who's pregnant with twins. It's a unique twin pregnancy because the twins share one placenta.
And Dr. Chalmers had told me that it was a higher risk because of that, and it was something they had to monitor a lot more closely. I had heard so many good things about Dr. Chalmers because I've heard he's had great experience with twins.
We're gonna take a walk down the hall so we can chat with her.
I honestly couldn't have asked for a better experience so far, especially being high risk.
So their growth looks good. They're both above the 10th percentile, which is kind of what we hope for with twins.
I'm a little bit of a worrier, and going along with twins, there's just so much to worry about.
I'm not worried at all. I'm really not. With twins especially, at the end, they always get a little smaller because it's just hard for your body to grow two babies, basically, there too. Okay, I actually have to run to a delivery. And so we'll monitor again for about 15-20 minutes while I go over and take care of that.
Every time I've gone in for an appointment, I get an ultrasound and I get a 3D image. It's been so comforting to see them, to know they're healthy, and to just watch them grow through this, and the detail is incredible.
Smile.
Yeah.
Ultrasound wasn't in its infancy, but it was just getting to where it could really do something when I was training. In this new machine, it's unbelievable what I can see. The detail's just unimaginable 10 or 15 years ago.
I like that one.
Yeah. I can measure velocities and umbilical cords and aortas and the ductus venosus and all these obscure things that help me make decisions about how a baby's doing. This machine's very Star Trek-y as far as the buttons you push. In fact, if you look at the original Star Trek, it looks quite primitive. We know now that what happens to the baby in utero can have huge influences for a lifetime. There's a whole new field of epigenetics where the intrauterine environment determines a lot of what happens later on. I enjoy the interaction with other specialists, but also the primary care doctors.
Within about 10% of each other.
It's my why. It's why I get up and come to work every day.
She's nervous for sure, because she's done it before, but I think twins for everybody is a new horizon. But ultimately for me, through both my own birth experiences with my children and being with other patients, I just find being in the delivery room the best. There's no other place I'd rather be. Exciting, it can be scary at times, emotions are high, but ultimately I never get tired of being in the delivery room, even at 3 o'clock in the morning. Push again, just like you did before. Ready?
Go again. And again. 3. Deep breath. Push again. Big push. No, film thing. I didn't know you really. That's a good size baby. 3, 4.
Look at his little boy. The island tiger. Where am I going? Perfect.
8. Great big push. Great big push. Push. Right through the nose.
We need a little more help getting going. Oh, he's adorable. You're awesome. Good job. It was fun. Two beautiful boys. Carly was a model patient. She made carrying twins look easy.
This one staying up all night.
And I trusted everyone that took care of me, and I know going forward with the new building, and it's only going to get even better from here on out.
The original hospital has served St. George with distinction. Now it's time to join hospital expansion on River Road.
The new Women's and Children's Tower is on the north end of the hospital at River Road. 4 levels. The top level will be psychiatric. The 3rd floor is postpartum. 2nd floor is labor and delivery and the NICU. And the bottom floor will be the clinics. MFM clinic, the infertility clinic.
The biggest advantage is taking all of our services and putting them on one campus.
I really didn't think I'd live long enough to see what's taking place right now.
We feel like we're a part of it because our children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren have been born here, and we've been able to be part of it.
I'm 5 months old. I'm awesome. I'm living the healthiest life possible because that's my job.
To walk away someday knowing that I've helped build something or be involved with my little small part in making the lives of babies and mothers better in St. George in southern Utah.
Now you're sleeping.
The Clark family, newly joined by Tanner and Trey, are part of a proud tradition. Growing together for more than 100 years of community contributions to maternal care in St. George, Utah.